You're a jerk.
Yeah.
We all suck in that league.
Yeah.
Welcome into Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast where I think we did some pretty good matchups this week, Regan. But you're saying you're sucking. Tell the people about it.
Well, I just have one league that I'm first in, and I scored 112 points when I've been averaging like 160. And the guy has 100 points, so he's got Sterling Shepard left. So as long as he doesn't get 12.1 points, I'm going to win.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Ugh.
One win's okay. This is a fantasy football podcast where we give you just our tips. We are not paid professionals, but we have a stellar winning record. I might be holding you guys back, but I should be going 5-2 this weekend. So, Regan, what's your full record this weekend? Good?
I think it is 4-2.
There you go. Ryan, Tagless Haynes on a Monday. How you doing, man? Not the best week.
Not the best week for Mr. Tagless over here. I had 3 matchups where it was 1 seed versus 2 seed, and I'm going to lose them all.
That is
Super
sad, man.
depressing.
But you have a lot of Ravens and Raiders players for some reason, so that did help you.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We're going to wrap up week 8 here. We're recording November 1st, Monday night, so when we go through the rankings, they are subject to change, so keep that in mind. If you can like and subscribe to our video on YouTube, it'd be much appreciated, and you can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Google, and Amazon audio platforms. Subscribe, follow, and download those episodes. We'd be much appreciated. Leave a review if you'd like. Guys, Halloween, just had it. I'm sure you guys had a great time with your kids and everything. Nobody cares. Trick-or-treating. But I wanted to have a little game with you guys. It involves candy. Have you ever tried the Bamboozled jelly beans?
Sadly, yes.
Ryan?
Are those the ones that are
One's
like
a good
weird
flavor,
flavored?
the other one's a weird flavor. So it's the trick-or-treat game. Bamboozled. Here we go. You got to pick what jelly bean you're going to pick. I'm going to give a little clue to hopefully help you out. Hopefully you did your research on what happened this weekend. You can play along at home. Just jump right in, scream at the radio, scream into your headphones. All right, this is a green jelly bean. They both have a similar color, a little bit of a little darker, a little bit lighter on the edges for each one. So, A, the ADP was in round 12-ish. B, jelly bean, went undrafted. Which jelly bean do you want?
Oh, crap.
I'm going to go
All right,
undrafted.
so you're going B. Regan, where are you going?
I obviously have to go A.
You're going A. Ooh, all right. So Jelly Bean A was Jalen Hurts. He got tricked. He was ranked 23 this week. Ryan, Jelly Bean B was Mike White. You got number 2 quarterback ranking of the week. Look at you. All right. So next one. This is a red one. All right.
Does
Jelly
the
Bean
color
A.
matter?
Yeah, it does. It gives you a hint. Jelly Bean A, its ADP was around round 2. B,
It's the tip.
ADP was round 9 or 10, depending on where you look at it. Do you want Jelly Bean A or Jelly Bean B? Regan, you can go first.
A.
You go, A.
I feel like there might be a
You're
trend
going
here.
B.
I'm going to say B.
Ryan, B was Tom Brady, the number 1 quarterback of the week. Regan, A was Kyler Murray, number
Yes.
24 of the week. Ugh, you got the nasty one. Nasty one in your taste that lingered all through the weekend because they played Thursday. That sucked. I still might win that one, though. We'll get into it later.
Regan loves nasty tasting red things in his
Wow.
mouth. It's like his number one
God.
thing that he loves.
All right.
This is news.
So this one's for all the marbles or all the jelly beans, if you will. Both are similar in color. Blue, mostly. One has a white speckle. The other one has more, I'd say, silver. ADP
Hey.
was round 1 for both. And Regan, since you're losing, we'll let you go. triple to nothing. Do you want B or A?
I want A.
You want A? Okay. Ryan, which one would you like?
All right, I'm gonna go with Reach here. I'm going A.
A was Jonathan Taylor, number 6 running back on the week, and B was Zeke, number 24 for the Dallas Cowboys. So, Ryan.
Undefeated, baby. That was so much more rewarding than my fantasy week this week.
Oh, I'm glad you liked
Undefeated.
it. So you get all the jelly beans, and you give all the crappy ones to Regan.
Let's give it to my daughter. See what she does.
My pleasure.
All right, and with that, we're going to get into the hurt locker. See who got hurt over the weekend.
Broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
Regan, who do we have in the hurt locker today?
Oh, so sadly, we got a couple big names. First one, James Robinson, bruised heel. No times table yet on when he'll be back. Coach came out saying that they're not going to rush him, though. Big part of the team, so we'll get in on for all these guys. We'll get into who you should be picking up at the end. Actually, in our next podcast. This next one is a little 50-50. I was an idiot and played him this week. Jameis Winston tore his ACL. Out for the season, done, obviously. And they still beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wild.
Wow. Spoiler alert. Jeez.
I do what I want. I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to go to the last one. T.Y. Hilton got a concussion. This guy just likes to get paychecks and not play. Smart move. Big fan. And then the last one that I've been saving is Derrick Henry, guys. He got put on the IR today, having surgery tomorrow morning. Out 6 to 10 weeks. Some guessing around week 16. He's a loss for the season, if you ask me, at this point. So I think we're all a little depressed about this one.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Still hold on to him if you have him. Throw in that IR spot, but don't have your hopes up. You might have to make some trades to help yourself out. Ryan, did this one hurt you personally?
I don't have any shares of Derrick Henry, but at the same time, it sucks. Like we were watching something really special this year, I think, with him, and it just sucks that we can't
very
watch
well
that all
could
the
have
way
made
through.
it to MVP consideration, man. It'd be like him, Brady, Stafford.
Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. Anybody else I could think of? Oh, maybe Josh Allen, but yeah, it's pretty upsetting. But get well, King Henry. We'll miss you.
If anyone's gonna heal fast, it's gonna be that guy.
Yeah, it's gonna be him. Oh, for sure, for sure.
That's true. It should be 2 to 3 weeks.
So Ryan, it's a bit chilly out, but let's still get into your Haynes' briefs, shall we? Let's see what's packing under there.
Yeah. So this time of year, I'm really starting to bust out the long johns here. And today started as a brief day and then turned into long johns as the day went on. So the first bit of news on the defensive side of the ball, Von Miller was traded today to the Rams. I didn't see what the picks were, but I saw 2 late 2022. Oh my God, I almost went on.
Yeah.
Draft picks. 2022 draft
It was a
picks.
second and third.
A second and third, right? Yeah.
It was a second and a third. Do the Rams have any more draft picks over the next couple of years? Every time I think they're out, they're like, we'll just ship off some more for another
top
superstar.
3 picks, that's for sure. they were all out.
I love it. I'm all for it. Calvin Ridley is stepping away from football for mental health reasons. No one has any idea how long he's going to be gone for. So another piece of kind of devastating news for a lot of us fantasy owners. But what do you guys think of this? What are your reactions?
We don't have enough details. I'm not going to do any judgment or anything, but I forget where I heard this from. So I can't give the guy credit, but it's not an original thought. Shocking, I know. He's in a contract year. They can pick up his option next year. So a guy that's trying to make big money, it must be pretty important for him to step away. So get well, man. Hopefully he turns out all right. How about you, Regan?
I couldn't agree more. I'll get into it when we get into the breakdown, but you feel for the guy because obviously there's something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to kind of pivot off of that, we're going to talk about a couple of guys who could be returning over the next couple of weeks. So both Chris Carson and Russell Wilson are trending toward coming back after the bye this week and should be back week 10. So at that point, we should see a totally different Seattle team, although they looked pretty good yesterday. Right.
Sorry.
Any thoughts on this, guys?
No.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if Russell Wilson came back that
good for
fast.
Tyler
That's
Lockett.
Impressive. And Chris Carson's just something that needed to be just worked on. It needed to be rested, I think. So.
Well, I know I mentioned how he was possible to go on the IR and miss the rest of the season last week, and then this is a big turnaround. So I'm not getting my hopes up. The news out of Seattle is always fluid. So
Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
They're just optimistic, Mac.
Very.
Sure.
You don't know what that word
Optimistic?
means.
No, my mug is half empty. Have you guys been able to read this? I've been using it a couple times.
No, but I'm not.
Cool,
I'm not
you bought that
surprised.
yourself?
No, somebody bought it for me.
Don't
say it.
True.
I don't believe that. The biggest piece of news I think from today is Adrian Peterson is back,
God.
boys. AP is not done. How old is he now? 42?
I'll check, but yeah. What year is it?
It's like Tom Brady of running backs.
What year is it? The Tom Brady of running backs. That's good. Yeah.
It's just not as good.
No,
Yeah, well, the Tennessee Titans
to the
signed
practice
him.
squad, right?
So,
Yeah,
yes. Yeah, how far do we think this is going?
Crap. Well, yeah, so
What do
they
you think?
signed him to the practice squad with intentions of bringing him up. He looks like he's going to be the starter. Like you said, we'll get into the pickups and stuff like that. McNichols, I believe, is the other guy there, and he doesn't run the ball much. Yeah, exactly. He's a pass catcher. So AP could have a pretty good workload here. I don't know. Well, we all know how much they give Derrick Henry the ball, and I cannot see Adrian Peterson taking that workload on, even if it is half a year compared.
He won't
try
get
it
the
out.
ball too much, but goal line, they'll definitely pass more. And Adrian Peterson is age 36, 14 years
I said 37.
experience in the league. Yeah. You were asking him, like, how far will this go? On a scale of, like, 1 to 10, 1 being whooping your kid, 10 being Derrick Henry whipping other teams. It's probably like a 6.
Great, Mac. This guy.
Oh, he went there, man.
I'm turning
He
all
went
red
there.
because of it. I can't believe I said that.
All right. Dawson Knox is day to day. That's another injury. And yeah,
You
let's
didn't like my joke? Come on.
let's wrap it up.
Come on.
Wrap up the show.
Oh, come on.
Cancel tomorrow.
Please.
Riverside won't let us
Cancel
record
culture guy.
anymore.
It's so easy to judge. Well, thank you for that, Ryan. If you haven't left already, just a reminder you can follow us on Just a Tip, FFP, on our socials. I was trying to be active this weekend, trying to get my lineup set and trying to help you guys out with the Calvin Ridley news, the Kyler Murray news. I don't know if we mentioned that. His ankle.
Oh no, go ahead.
They actually say that he might play this weekend, but to be safe, I was saying pick up like a Carson Wentz available, Ryan Tannehill, try to get ahead of the waiver wire. But if you weren't able to, we got some streamer quarterbacks that you can pick up. We'll get to them later. But with that, we are going to get into the wrap up. I'll try to go through this quickly so then we can get to some waiver wire ads. So first up, This one. What if I told you that a team flying high, soaring over the competition, putting up 44 points, but the wide receivers and QB would be irrelevant? This is a 30 for 30 of the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles at Detroit Lions. The over-under was 48 points. Eagles were favored by 3.5. Yeah, they killed them. 44-6. Ryan, we said it would go over. We thought it'd be a close game. That did not happen. Regan? Yeah.
1 out of 2 ain't
Regan,
bad.
how does this happen? The wide receivers combined for 9 points total. Jalen Hurts with 11. First time he's not finished in the top 15 since week 2. Good news, though. Regan and I, were discussing about this last week, that they needed this win because if they lost, the calls for Minshew would start growing. So take comfort in the win, even though he didn't do well, that he won't be benched now for Gardner Minshew. So I guess there's a little silver lining for you. The running backs and the defense were the stars of the game for the Eagles, shutting down DeAndre Swift, who only had 8 points. I'm sure that hurt you too, Ryan. That hurt me pretty bad. Kind of like Adrian Peterson. The running backs I mentioned, I'm nervous about. I said Jordan Howard might steal a touchdown, a goal line touch. What's all right? And of course, he did. He took 2 of them, to be exact. Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. He took them from them. But each of them had 12 or more carries, so this committee sucks. The running back committee sucks. I'm all set with it. Regan, you had Kenneth Gainwell?
No,
or I was starting him. You were saying
I did
to pick him up.
I had him the week early. I had him the week early and dropped him.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't miss out on anything. So I started him, and he did nothing. And he had like 12 carries. So, oh well.
Jordan Howard.
Yep.
My prediction of Kenny Gainwell definitely getting double digits was not.
He got
correct.
double-digit carries.
And also them not using Boston Scott.
Boston Scott and Jordan Howard just robbing them of the touches.
Wow.
Totally
This is
unfair.
literally like the Tennessee Titans 2.0, you know. The offense does a shitload of points, but it's all through the run game.
Yeah. And I was nervous reading in the beginning of the game that Boston Scott would begin to start, but then remember when Detroit did it, they're like, oh, Jamal Williams is getting the start, not DeAndre Swift. And it's like, whatever, DeAndre Swift did better. So I didn't take too much stock in it, but Kenneth Gainwell really only got garbage time carries, so we'll get into what to do with him later.
They also didn't need to throw the ball either, really.
No.
So and that's where Kenneth Gainwell would have got something.
Yeah, very true. I think Jalen Hurts, what did he have? 14 attempts, and half of them... he had 14 attempts, and half of his completions went to Dallas Goedert. So...
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's great. For the Lions, it was really just Hawkinson, 10 receptions, 89 yards. He's good, even though he can be inconsistent, but hopefully you played him. You guys got anything about this game, or...
Just nervous about Smith. Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith, he's a drop candidate for me. We'll discuss that later with his schedule, but he's a drop candidate for sure.
Nice to see Hawkinson turn it around, have a big
Needed
week.
it.
Very true.
You didn't have to sweat it out either, which was kind of nice.
Yep. I really don't have Hawkinson anywhere, but good for him. Good for him. There's nothing good to say about Detroit after that week. Yeah, really disappointed. Ryan, what's the next matchup?
Yeah, we had the 49ers and the Bears. 49ers take this one 33-22. They went over. Over-under was 39. I think we said that was a sure thing, Mac. And Niners obviously covered 3.5. So, it was a win in all ways for the 49ers. Jimmy G, quarterback 7 this week. Throws for over 300 yards. Racks up 2 rushing touchdowns. Takes away those rushing touchdowns from Elijah Mitchell, which really pissed me off. But Jimmy G, top 10 quarterback this week.
Hate it.
What do you guys think?
Yeah. Very annoying. Very annoying.
All right. That's fair. Elijah Mitchell, running back 8, second consecutive 100-yard game. He racks up 137 yards and a touchdown. Mac, you still thinking about trading him in Dynasty?
If I could, they're probably all listening, so whatever. If I could flip him for a first-round pick, yeah, I'm going to do it. Say somebody's that worthy.
Are we
or that desperate, rather.
Are we thinking Trey Sermon is kind of out of the mix at this point?
He pissed off Shanahan somehow.
I don't know how you get back in good graces after this year. When Mitchell's doing what he's doing, you might have Mostert coming back. And,
they gave Juszczyk reception, and then they gave him, it was like a false start, but they were handing it off to him on the 1-yard line, not Trey Sermon. So, yeah, once the fullback is getting the touches and not you, it's not a good sign.
Deebo Samuel, another top 10 performance. Wide receiver 7 this week, 6 for 171. And I don't know, did you guys watch any of this game at all?
A little bit.
He had those 2 touchdowns, one where he got tackled at like the 2-yard line right before the half, and then the other one where he scored on the screen pass that he ran for like 70 yards.
He stepped out.
And stepped out of bounds at like the 2-yard line.
That was an amazing play, though.
So if he had 2 touchdowns, he's incredible, man. He really is. And if he had those 2 touchdowns, he would have been wide receiver 1 this week. So he's been amazing. On the Bears side, Khalil Herbert, a little bit of a letdown, running back 28 this week, 71 yards, only averaged about 3 yards a carry. Justin Fields, quarterback 6, was not a sexy performance whatsoever, 175 yards, 1 touchdown in the air, but 103 yards rushing and a touchdown. Riggs, do you think this is going to be a problem for Herbert moving forward? Is that Fields might be taking away these touchdown
opportunities? It's definitely going to have something to do with it. He's not going to always average 3 yards a carry. I think it was just the San Francisco defense that really got him this week. So I'm not too worried. In general, I'm playing him every week.
Do you have any confidence? I know we already talked about Allen Robinson a lot and how we've already kind of dropped him from our teams, but do we have any confidence in Darnell Mooney moving forward at all, or Cole
Not with a guy, Justin
guys?
Fields, that is passing for 175 yards this week when the run game obviously wasn't working well and you didn't make, I don't have faith in any of the receivers of this team. And I'm not playing them.
They got Pittsburgh next week, then a bye, then Baltimore. So I'm not really looking. Yeah, I'm not really looking to get them going in my squad. I'm not going to take them against Pittsburgh. You got to hold on to them through your bye. We'll get to that next week, but we'll see how they do against Pittsburgh. I want to see a follow-up game. See if the thing is, Nagy was gone because he was on the too crummy of a coach list. Same thing.
I like that.
And the special teams guy taking over, and I don't know. He was like, all right, yeah, scramble, run with the ball. I don't care. What do I got to lose? So we'll see what happens. Maybe. I don't think Nagy will be like, yeah, let's get him out in space. No. He'll get sacked a lot more. Pick up Pittsburgh's defense.
Yeah, let me correct myself, too. You said they're playing Pittsburgh bye week, then Baltimore. I am not playing Herbert. All set.
Yeah, we'll look into that with our breakdowns. But opportunity over everything approach might have to happen.
Yeah, he did good versus Tampa, so I guess run defense really doesn't matter. It's just if he can get going.
Riggs, you want to slide into the next game?
Tip? All right.
Just a tip.
Next game, guys, we had the Carolina Panthers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Over-under was 45. It was under. And Atlanta was favored. That also didn't happen.
Was.
So the Panthers won 19-13. I'm just going to do the Falcons a favor and just, I'm going to call the loss out on Matty Ice just not having enough blood in his system after you guys hand stepped on. The guy's just spewing out, killing it though, still playing. I give him credit on that. That's one of the worst feelings in the world is getting stepped on by cleats. And then obviously I'm just going to hit this one more really quick. The biggest news obviously is Calvin Ridley walking away. This obviously is a big deal. Every fantasy manager that has shares of him is pissed. But I think we all in our right mind are, hoping that he gets better, and we wish him the best.
Yeah, he's dealing with real life stuff. We are
Yeah.
not. We are, but not with fantasy football. So if you tweet at him or anything, not like anybody that we know who's listening would do that, right?
They better not.
They won't be. But yeah, definitely don't trade for him or anything.
No,
Just
it's
expecting him to come
season.
back. If you have him, hold on to him to see. But yeah. Anyway.
In what's going on? So Atlanta, they're gonna have to pick up wide receiver. You think they're either somebody's gonna step up, like Tajay Sharp stepped up this week, 5 for 58. I was pretty surprised about that. But do you think they're gonna try to get anybody?
I don't think it's worth it for them.
No.
What's their record at this point? I think they're 2-5, 3-5. Honestly, I'd probably just call it a season, roll with it. They're 3-4 right now, so I guess they're kind of in the mix, but
not really.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's feeling too confident about them being
You're in the
a deep
division
playoff
with
team.
the Bucks. Like, you're not going anywhere. Just stop.
All right, and then what's you guys thought on Russell Gage? What the tip?
Pisses me off, man. I played him this week. I was like, oh, Calvin's out. It's definitely Gage just came off a week where he scored a touchdown, had a decent week.
Same.
Damn it.
Nothing. What a waste.
Now I need 22 points from Sterling Shepard.
I believe he is injured, Russell Gage. I do not know any severity or whatever about it. I did see that come up in the notes today, but that's something we'll have to touch on. But, hey.
If he's injured, I apologize.
I don't apologize. Don't be projected for 12 points.
Yeah, right.
Tell me that you're not playing like Austin Eckler.
So, are you guys interested at all in Tajay Sharp, leading receiver this week? Cordell Patterson, I believe, had more catches.
Yeah, you're forgetting Cordell Patterson if you count him as a running back or wide receiver, because he can do it all.
Yeah, and then you got Kyle Pitts too, so they still have other weapons. If he's the only receiver, like if Ridley and Gage are out moving forward, I don't think he's I think you got to wait and see what happens. I think you got to see how next week goes.
I'm definitely down for a deeper league. But anyways, Mike Davis, Cordell Patterson, they both had 9 carries. They both had 5 catches, yet Cordell Patterson screws Mike Davis over again and gets the touchdown. A little weird dynamic between those two guys. You just don't know who's the number one or not. It's just a mess. Obviously, Cordell Patterson is the one scoring, though, so lean that way. And then on the other side of the ball, really not much to talk about other than Chuba Hubbard, 24 for 82 with a touchdown. Only had 1 catch for 9 yards. And then really surprising, Amir Abdullah just popped in 8 carries for 31. It was so random, 3 catches, 35. But the bigger news on that is McCaffrey is projected to come back next week and come off the IR. I think we're all really – Ryan's raising his hands for people listening.
For the love of God, please come back. Also, let me beat Regan this week so I can get back into a competition here and then get McCaffrey back. Then watch out.
About McCaffrey, Coach Matt Rule was like, yeah, he'll be available either week 9 or week 10. So don't get your hopes up, Ryan. Yeah. Don't get your hopes up. Kyle Pitts, Regan, are you worried? You only got 3 points this week.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried, especially, with Ridley out now. Obviously not good, but he's going to get a couple more targets. And he had, I think he had 1 really bad drop yesterday. I think there was a couple other miscommunications. So as long as he gets going, he's going to be fine. He's going to be their number 1. I'm down to have the number 1 on any team.
Yeah, he had a bad drop. It's like a 20-yarder.
Oh, yeah.
Still, 6 targets, only 2 receptions. So you're not looking to trade him at all by any chance?
I don't think, especially after a game like that, you cannot trade him. And no, you cannot have him.
Okay. I'm just saying he's only gone well against weak defenses.
Keep it going.
All right. Anything else on this matchup?
Thanks. No, jump to the next one.
Next,
keep it rolling.
all right. A little bit of news right now, Ryan. Elijah Mitchell dealing with a rib injury. He will be limited on Wednesday's practice. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I'm just saying, if you are dependent on him, you might have to, when we get into the waivers, you might have to pick up somebody. All right.
Let's
real
stay with
quick.
another San Fran running back.
Okay. Michael Hasty. Woo! Or maybe Trey Sermon's time. LA Rams at the Houston Texans, 47.5 over. Rams favored by 14. What happened? The Texans scored 22 points in the fourth quarter. I saw the ticker. I think they're at 0, and then I see the final. I'm like, what the hell happened? Did all the Houston Texans, did they like major in waste management or something in college?
You cornball. That's awesome.
I didn't get the crickets ready. Damn it.
Everybody that bet on this game on the Rams to cover the spread was
gosh.
sweating in the
I'm
fourth
sure.
quarter there.
I'm sure. The Texans, though, I'm surprised. Brandon Cooks, 6 for 6, 83 yards, and a touchdown, a 45-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter. So that really saved his day. The Rams, I'm guessing they had their backups. I'm sorry, I did not watch the full length of this game. Just some highlights there. So I apologize. Wasn't scouting. But, hey, the points still count even when they're in garbage time. We totally called this one. Regan, Matt Stafford, 305 yards and 3 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, 7 for 9, 115 yards and a touchdown. Robert Woods, 2 touchdowns on the day, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. Darrell Henderson, 90 yards, rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, or 3 receptions and a receiving touchdown. Guys, we went out on a limb there and said all those guys are going to do good, and they did. So pat yourselves on the back for that one.
We did.
Right.
I wanted to highlight this guy, Tyler Higbee. Is he a drop? He's only scored double-digit points in week 1 and week 3. We're going into week 9 now. Should we try package trading him and just stream the rest of the year? I feel like you have a better chance at a boom play when you stream because Higbee's not getting the boom play.
I like it.
Yeah, if you could try to package trade him, I would. I don't know, man. If you can't put up any points against the Texans and the rest of your team puts up, a ridiculous amount of points, I think you're less reliable.
One of the
than you
worst
should be.
defenses against the tight end position as well with the Texans there. So
Are they the worst against everything?
They are pretty much the worst. They do have 1 win, though, against Jacksonville, and Miami couldn't do that. So
Yeah, I'm dropping Higbee.
Target Higbee. Yeah, he only had 3.
We'll talk about that in the waiver wire. But I think there are other options in the waiver wire right now that might be more.
I believe so. All right, Regan, Cincinnati, New York. What do we have?
That's Ryan's, you fruit.
That is Ryan's. Excuse me. It is yours. Go
It
ahead.
is mine. Bengals, New York Jets. This game is fantastic.
welcome.
Thank you for giving it to me. Over under 42 and
You're
a half.
the quicker
Way
side of
over.
all of us, so that's all
Way
I need.
over.
The Minuteman.
Oh, appreciate
That's what
it.
they call him.
Cincinnati, 10.5 point favorites, did not cover the spread. And you know why? Because Mike
my
White is the
God.
man, dude. 400 passing yards. The first Jet in 2 decades to throw over 400 yards. Guys, who was the last
I know
one?
this. Who's our...
In 2 decades.
I wrote it in the doc.
2 decades?
So you should know it. It's a trick question.
Why don't you tell us?
2 decades. Vinny Testaverde, baby.
You said Vinny T. I thought you were talking about the restaurant for a second.
Oh, my...
No, sir. Vinny Testaverde, the only colorblind quarterback that I know of and had a hell of a career. So good for him. And who would have guessed this, guys? 2 Jets running backs finished in the top 10 this week. Michael Carter, RB1, 77 yards and a touchdown, 9 catches, 95 yards. Ty Johnson, 5 catches, 71 yards and a touchdown.
Amazing. I knew it
guys
all along.
predicted
I was
that, right?
telling you guys not to sleep on the Jets all season, and they finally show up.
What? They did it without the one player Mac liked.
I know the one
Yeah,
reason
right,
I thought they would
exactly.
do well.
2, Corey Davis
Oh, man.
and Zach Wilson.
Yeah, true.
Oh man, I was listening to your AFC breakdown episode, and I'm like, guys, you're not talking about Ty Johnson. He's definitely going to be running back
totally
9
called
this week.
Yeah.
I called it. I should have been
should've.
on that show. Crowder, 8 receptions, 84 yards, finished off as wide receiver 20. All right, I know we're getting hyped up on Mike White here, as we should. He had a decent second half against the Pats. Granted, they were in basically a prevent defense at that point. And a great game yesterday. Are we feeling good about Corey Davis moving forward? Because we just talked about maybe dropping him.
I'm
Nope,
not feeling
at all.
good about him, but
Zero.
I mean, if Braxton Berrios
Better?
can get a touchdown, why can't Corey Davis? He's their best receiver on the squad. So as long as he's healthy to go, I'm willing to flex him.
Sweet. And the Bengals. Joe Burrow, 3 touchdowns. Reeks finished off as quarterback 8. You benched quarterback 1, Tom Brady,
you
for
did
him.
what?
How you feeling about that today?
Yeah, I did it last year, and it was the worst decision I ever could have made. And I was like, they're playing the Jets, and they're playing the Saints. I was like, it's a no-brainer. And 7 points was the difference. Tom Brady scored like 33. It was pretty depressing. Not gonna lie. And I think I lost.
I hope I win
I'm gonna
by less
lose
than
because of
7
it.
points.
Or it's gonna be close because of it.
It's going to be close. All right, Joe Mixon, 2 touchdowns, 1 in the air, 1 on the ground. Held and checked on the ground, only had 33 rushing yards, but 4 catches for 58 yards. So a pretty good sign that he can be productive even if he's not.
The Jets have a
rushing the ball
sneaky
pretty
good defensive front, so manage expectations with running backs for the rushing aspect.
Yeah. And Chase, Boyd, Mixon, all with the receiving touchdowns. I know I just mentioned Mixon. And then Higgins leads the way, 4 catches for 97 yards. So all of these guys end up in double digits this week, which was a little, well, I guess the Jets, not totally surprised, but it's a good thing. Good thing for you Bengals owners. And Mac, or Regan. What do we got for the next matchup?
Pittsburgh Steelers, guys, versus the Cleveland Browns. Over under was
Hold
42.
on, Regan. You're having a little technical difficulties there.
Hang on, Riggs. Mac, why don't you jump into the next one? We'll go back
Tyler
to this
Boyd,
one.
I did mention to drop him last week. We'll see if Regan can get connected again, reconnected. Tyler Boyd, I did say to drop him and stuff. He's too fluky. He's the poor man's Tyler Lockett. I'm not screaming back to the waiver wire to get him, but we'll see if he does. And if not, if he does come back and he keeps it consistent the next game, we'll see. But I didn't start him. I left him on my bench and I put in Russell Gage. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. But we'll see. Regan, you there?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. So
Yes.
whatever. Just keep on talking.
People don't like my face anyways.
Yeah, it's good.
So we got the
Better this
Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns. Over under was 42, and it was not close. This game was pretty gross.
There, sorry, go.
That's messed up. Steelers 15. You don't see that score often. Versus the Browns 10. So needless to say, like I called it, Najee Harris is a beast. He's already had the bye, guys. He's ranked 6th overall in running backs with 142 fantasy points. He's averaging 20.3 a week. He's 4th in carries, 10th in rushing yards, 2nd in receiving for running backs.
What?
And 5th in receiving yards. Love that.
I love it too.
Oh, man. I hope the people can see your face.
No, they can't. It's all red. And you're back. Look at that.
Just in time. Then we got Dante Johnson, Chase Claypool, and surprisingly, Pat Fairmouth. Seem to be pretty good starts.
Surprisingly, I've only been talking about him since the offseason. Keep an eye on him. Keep him on your radar.
Didn't believe you.
Oh, okay. Best
So,
rookie
Pat-
tight end out there. Over Kyle Pitts.
Oh, I hate your face.
Scoreboard.
Anyways, Pat has now had 7 targets in the past 2 weeks. He's also got a touchdown this week, so we're looking pretty good. So he's got 14 targets in 2 games and a touchdown, looking pretty good. I continue. Oh, Chase Claypool and Fairmouth should have continuous upticks in targets with the loss of Juju. I think Big Ben will start to lean on them a little bit more, especially with the output. And then on the other side of the ball, Nick Chubb, he only had 16 carries for 61 yards, but he's definitely by far the number one here. Dearness Johnson did snag the touchdown from him, which was horrible, but he only had 4 carries. So I definitely see Chubb stepping up a little bit more. He's just coming off the injury, so I'm guessing they eased him in a little bit. But I'm worried about Dearness Johnson stealing some of the pass catching and some of these goal lines, just like Hunt did to him. So that kind of sucks. I think we were all excited to get Chubb back, but if Dearness pulls a Hunt on us, we're gonna be pissed. That's about it. Oh, and the last thing I got is I still think Landry is a good PPR play. I said that last week, but I am all set with OBJ.
Yep. Should have dropped him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gonzo.
I'd agree. Why doesn't Stefanski give Chubb the ball on the goal line?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Trade for Nick Chubb. All right. Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Over-under is 49.5. Bills were favored by 13.5. So the final score, Bills 26, Dolphins 11. This was an exciting game. Tied at 3 at the half. The Miami Dolphins really didn't have much going for them. Devontae Parker, though, coming out back from injury, he had 16.5 points. We'll talk about him later.
Wow.
I don't doubt you, or I don't blame you, rather, if you didn't play him. I don't think anybody really did. Gesicki had just under 10 points. I was trying to fade away from him, but tight end pool's slim, so you might have had to play him. The Bills weren't all that impressive either. All the scoring came in the second half. Josh Allen was amazing in the second half. Imagine if he did that in 2 halves. That'd be incredible. But 2 passing touchdowns, 249 passing yards, 55 on the ground with a rushing touchdown. He's good. You can start him every week. I wouldn't carry a backup quarterback. There's no need. Use that roster spot for somebody else because don't question you're just starting him. Cole Beasley, good to see him become relevant again. 110 yards, 10 receptions. Good for you, man. Stephon Diggs, only 5 receptions and 40 yards. Did have a touchdown, good for 15 points. He has Jacksonville Jets next. I don't know. I might have to trade him. I might be that desperate. So, Manuel Sanders, a fat oval goose egg on the scoreboard. I also killed my brother Mike, so he was not happy. And I said, I am sorry. I thought he was a good play. He's supposed to really suck.
He's been double digits for like 6 weeks in a row. Why wouldn't you play him?
He does that. You guys have anything to talk about with this game? Pretty much a snooze fest for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, I have something to talk about. How come in a salary cap league, the Miami Dolphins can't bring in any talent to Miami? You can't get young, athletic,
we have Fuller,
talented men in Miami of all cities.
And there's like no taxes there.
Come on now,
like income taxes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it should not be hard to go out into free agency and pick up the best players in the NFL and be like, listen, you're gonna live in Miami. It's fantastic.
They are cursed. They will never be good. They will never get their crap together. That could be the problem,
yeah.
Let's have a bet for the next 50 years. Who wins a Super Bowl? Detroit or Miami? Moving on. Ryan, next matchup.
Detroit.
The Tennessee Titans took on the Indianapolis Colts in Indy. Over-under was 51. Colts were favored by 1.5. And they hit the over, but Colts did not cover. Titans win 34-31 in an overtime shootout. Mm-hmm. It's a great game. Didn't get to watch it, but the highlights were great. And A.J. Brown is coming around, baby. My team is on fire. I just need my guys to get healthy. I'm talking to you, Christian McCaffrey. He's wide receiver 1 this week. Second straight top five performance. Next 2 weeks, he's got the Rams and the Saints. So it might get a little tricky over the next couple of weeks, but it's pretty easy moving forward after that. So good guy to kind of target at the trade deadline and try to grab from a team who might be 2-6 or 3-5 that has struggled. Just a little tip there for you.
Yes.
And Mac, your boy,
Oh.
Tanny, quarterback 5 this
You
week,
mean
3
my
passing
MVP
touchdowns.
candidate?
So with Henry out, moving forward, is this second half he can push for the MVP?
And
What do you
if,
think?
Brady ever slows down, he could catch up to him. And Derrick Henry's out, so no. The competition pool is getting slimmer. But no, he needs Julio Jones, man. And I thought he would need Derrick Henry to set the play action. Of course, they're going to have to pass attack more. But if you don't have the play action to work, it might not work, dude. It's going to be interesting to see. Would you trade A.J. Brown? Or is he just too good right now? And they don't have their offense clicking. And it's just too heavy on the pass. And they're just going to be like, all right, all we have to do is cover A.J. Brown now. Beat us with everybody else.
They'll figure it out.
That's what I'm worried about.
It's tough. I mean, he right now is you can trade him and get good value for him. So if you have concerns, or if you're pretty deep at receiver and you can bring in a real solid running back, a position where you might be a little bit more barren.
Sure, more scarce. Yeah, that's fine.
Sure, scarce. Yeah. Then go ahead and make that trade.
I'm keeping him.
Jonathan Taylor going to the Colts here. He's the fucking man. So kudos to all of you who had faith in him this year. I know there was a lot of talk at drafts, like, oh, what's Jonathan Taylor going to be like? Because I know last year he was a little bit inconsistent. But 71 yards and a touchdown, and he continues to be part of the passing game, has 3 catches for 52 yards. Mac, you have
just
Taylor
one,
in a couple leagues, don't you?
I showed up late to the draft. I was pick 11, and I missed Travis Kelce, and I took Jonathan Taylor instead. Then on the wraparound, I took Calvin Ridley.
Nice.
So a bit of slow start, but I was like, I just assumed Travis Kelce was gone by then, and silly me not taking my time to cross out the names, but it's all right. Regan has him.
Well, Taylor is he's doing it for you right now.
What is he
so
on the week? Go
Pittman,
ahead, continue.
Jonathan Taylor. I think he was top 5. What? Could be wrong.
Number 3.
Michael Pittman. While you look that up, 10 catches for 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's starting to trend upward. So this might be a guy who you might want to target at the trade deadline as well. And I know you wanted to talk about Carson Wentz a little bit, Mac, on the waiver wire.
Yeah, we'll discuss
during the
later.
waiver wire episode. But 231 yards, 3 touchdowns. My biggest concern with Carson Wentz is that he only completed a little bit over half of his attempts. So he was at about 53% completion percentage. So still, he still doesn't look right to me. But 3 touchdowns, a solid week. And I believe he finished as a quarterback
he was
one this week
10th
as well.
overall. Too many turnovers, 2 picks and a fumble. Not liking that. Jonathan Taylor, he was running back 6 on the week right now, but overall he's number 3 for the season. So
Wow.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. You can start him.
You don't say.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Reeks,
Not
do you guys have
today.
anything else on this game?
All right. Yeah, get
Because
it.
I'm
the
excited
game
to
of
get
the
into
week?
the next game.
Oh my God.
Game of the
New
week,
England
baby.
Patriots absolutely just win it versus the Chargers. Patriots 27.
They absolutely won
Patriots
it, though.
27, Chargers 24. What an awesome game. Honestly, I did not get to watch the last quarter of this game. Took my daughter out trick-or-treating, so that's how it went down. But I had it up on my phone every 5 seconds. I was looking at the screen, checking the box scores. But a good day in general. I think we all thought Damian Harris was going to start off a little bit faster. He ended the day with 23 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. A great day at that. But I think we all just expected the run game to be really dominant. Probably a little bit more output than 80 yards. But still great. All the running backs were there. And he still got the majority. So I love that. And then I just wanted to put this out there. Hunter Henry, he did only have 1 catch, guys, for 33 yards, but he missed the end zone by 5 yards, maybe, if that. So he could have had 5 touchdowns in 5 games. He's looking pretty good. So I'm not too worried about that. He's definitely their red zone target. It just didn't pan out for him this week. So it's still a start for me. And the one thing that pisses me off the most, though, is how they played us with Austin Eckler and his availability, right up until like the day before that. All right, is he going to play? We don't know. Then he comes out, gets 24 PPR fantasy points, 64 yards, and a touchdown. And then he had 6 catches for 60 yards. I was like, this guy, he was playing the whole time. They did not hold him back whatsoever. Just being jerks.
Well,
that's been the story with Austin Eckler for 3 years.
That's what happens. But he posted a screenshot of his own team, and I posted it on Instagram at Just a Tip FFP. Regan, you should give it a follow. I know you're leading me into it. He posted a screenshot of his own team. Like, I'm starting myself. Just start me. He's fine. So other players do that.
Remember that last time he did that?
That was Keenan Allen. He was like, don't sit me, that Thursday night game, and that really screwed you over.
That did. But speaking of Keenan Allen, he got in the end zone this week, guys. 6 for 11 for 77 yards, and finally made it into the end zone. Awesome. Needed that. Hopefully this broke the seal for him, and he starts doing a little bit more red zone work. On the opposite side of that, Mike Williams, not looking the best. Was amazing at the beginning of the season, but he seems to be a boomer bust kind of guy. The last 2 weeks, he's had only 2 catches in each game. He's had 4 pretty good games with double digit, other than one was 9. But so 3 games with double digit targets. 1 was 9, and then the other 3 were just god awful. I think less than 5 targets. It's not good. I think he had 5 catches in 3 games. For his negative games. So he just scares me. Boomer bust. He looks great. Maybe you can do something with the name and trade him away. His actual fantasy production has been well, so if people are just looking at what he's produced and not his consistency, you might be able to get something good for him.
Hopefully.
And I called it, by the way, because I picked the Patriots to win.
You did. Regan, did you pick the Patriots?
I did.
Regan, Ryan, excuse me. No.
Loser.
No, I didn't.
Me neither. Oh, I'm sure.
Still rooting for them.
I do the same with Miami.
Very adamant
with Miami. I'm like, I'm not picking you to win, but if you prove me wrong, I'll be happy. It's quite all right.
You disgust me.
I know. That's what she said. Jacksonville Jaguars at Seattle Seahawks. 43.5 over under. Seahawks favored by 3.5. Seahawks, look at that. 31 points. Jaguars 7. Remember that time I said Trevor Lawrence could be a decent streaming option against Seattle's bad defense? They had.
Remember that time I said the Jaguars could steal this game, and then I said I was going to pick Seattle, and then I went to pick them, and I changed it to Jacksonville, so I was backing up what I said.
You should have done that.
Damn it.
We did call the over, though, right? That didn't work out. Oh, damn it. We just sucked with this game. But no, I picked Seattle, so I'm all right with that. And I did start Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, and we benched Tyler Lockett.
Oh, did we?
Oh, nice.
No, that was my fault.
Good. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get into that. Go ahead. I'll get into that.
I didn't really have that great of options. It was like, I don't even remember, Robbie Anderson. It's something.
Whoa.
I always go back to him. Or Myles Gaskin, that's who it was, to put in my flex. I'm like, nope, not doing that against Buffalo. I'll take Tyler Lockett. 12 receptions, 142 yards. Guess you could say he really locked it down for you. Just give him the ball.
You know he's going to get like 1 catch next week for 5 yards, right?
Probably less than that. Yeah,
They're on a bye.
Exactly.
They're on a bye.
So we're good. As I did mention, be patient with him, and if you could have traded for him before this week, I think that was your window. It's closed now. I don't think you really get for cheap anyway. You can still trade for him, but now you got to pay because like, hey, no, he's on the mend. He's coming back. Russell Wilson coming back soon. The running game going forward, though, is an issue unless Chris Carson comes back. But I would still hold on to like Alex Collins. Don't drop him just yet. We'll see if they get this offense on track. Jaguars losing James Robinson. That sucks.
Yeesh.
We'll get in a preview of what to do with them later. But yeah, it was just a bad game for them. There's really not much to talk about anymore, I don't think, right?
Dunzo.
Now, I will say that we did start Tyler Lockett in Session Takeover, but only because Calvin Ridley was ruled out at 12 o'clock, and we had nobody else on our bench. So I put him back in.
You had to.
Because I had to. So I can't take credit for it.
It's good.
I'm happy about it.
Were you happy about the next matchup, Ryan?
Oh, you know what? I quite enjoyed it, and we kind of jokingly called this, Mac, on our episode.
I should have stuck with my gut.
Saints 36, Bucks 27 hits the over. Bucks do not cover, and the only thing, because it's the typical guys here. It's Kamara, Brady, Godwin, and even Evans got in the end zone there. Trevor Siemian is Brady's kryptonite. So if you're an AFC team and you're worried about playing Brady in the Super Bowl, trade for Trevor Siemian now, stash him on your bench in real life, and then come the Super Bowl, throw that man in, because Brady he couldn't do it. He won't beat him.
I mean, NFC Championship game, but yeah, cool.
No, I said AFC. If you're an AFC team, trade for him.
They're not going to do that. They got nobody. They need him. They need the semen all over him. I mean, Simeon. Excuse me.
Nice.
Do you guys have anything on this matchup? It really was very like the typical guys. Gronk,
I don't
AD
think
were out.
Simmons gonna be. Go ahead.
What's that, Regan?
I'm just thinking Taysom Hill. Just saying.
Taysom Hill, maybe. We'll get into that. They're still not sure if he'll be ready to go this week. But Tom Brady still going for that touchdown record, so keep it up, man. Good job. Trade Mike Evans. And
Like it.
next matchup, Regan.
So we got the Washington football team versus the Denver Broncos. What a great, interesting game. Broncos 17, Washington 10. The biggest thing we all know from the Broncos is who's going to be the best running back. Nobody knows. Gordon or Williams, once again, had very similar outcomes. Gordon did have a receiving and rushing touchdown, so he did become the best running back on the day here, I guess. But the problem is we just don't know what to do here. What are you guys doing with Williams? Are we keeping him, trading him? I'm fine with maybe if you're winning, keeping him on your bench and wait and see if something happens to Gordon or if they switch over. He could be a great steal. Gordon is a little bit older. You never know. I hate to wish that upon somebody, but he could be if he's getting all the work. He'd be looking pretty good.
Yeah, I would keep Williams. I'm trying to trade Gordon right now.
Okay.
After this game.
And then who the hell is Jarrett Peterson, guys? Does anyone know? Patterson? Jarrett Patterson?
I read
Peterson.
I own him. I don't own him.
You have a share of him?
I have him in Dynasty. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I'm all for it. I read ahead, and I was like, "Who the hell is Jarrett Patterson?" I had a good laugh about it. Why? Because it's a deep Dynasty league, and he was like their third running back on the depth chart
Right,
this
so
this
if the
offseason.
people don't know, he's a running back for the Washington football team, and he outtouched Gibson by 3 carries. He had 11 carries. Gibson did have 3 receptions, though, so that's where he kind of drew the blank compared because Patterson had 0. But I just find it weird that Patterson had 11 carries. Like, what is going on? And then McKissick, guys, he's had 20 catches in the last 3 games. Not too shabby. Like, I think this team is just a mess in the backfield. Mm-hmm. You guys worried about Gibson? Is he injured? Are they trying to shy away from not give him the full workload?
I feel like they're trying to keep him safe, but they do have the bye week coming up as well. So hopefully he gets healthy, and then look for Meatloaf to make a comeback after the bye week as well, because Heineke's not getting it done. Yeah, this whole offense is in trouble.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because Heineke was actually announced as the starter going forward.
Really?
When Meatloaf comes back today. So yeah, that came out today. Very surprising. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
Maybe
Ron
Meatloaf
Rivera-
isn't ready.
Yeah, maybe he's not. Ron Rivera does change his mind pretty often as well. So, yeah, keep
We'll
a
see.
lookout.
And then the last thing I just wanted to touch on was Terry McLaurin, guys. He didn't do very well this week. He's had less than what is it? He hasn't had less than 7 targets in a game, which is great. But does he do anything with them? I think he had 2 or 3 catches this week. I think it was 2. Not the best.
No.
Boomer bust necessarily. But if you're getting 7 targets, that's always nice.
Yeah, boomer
Correct.
bust.
He
through
is
no
a
fault of
talented
his
player.
own.
If he gets the ball, and it's not a crappy pass, maybe he will be a lot better with Meatloaf if he actually does get the job back. And that's it for that game.
Yeah, it is. I want to mention Albert Wingawama. You go try to pronounce that game. Tight end, up and coming. Keep an eye on him for taking over for Noah Fant soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. He was injured all last year, but he's pretty good. Big body out there. Anyway, next matchup.
And last one.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys at Minnesota Vikings. Over under 55 points. Dallas favored by 2.5. Ryan, we mentioned it. Hit the under. We thought Vikings. I thought Vikings was going to win. I can't remember what you said, but fucking Adam Thielen.
Talked me into him.
Regan.
Told you.
Another freaking touchdown. How many is this on the year? 8, 9? So he needs one more.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know, please. And Justin Jefferson really screwed me over. 2 receptions for 21 yards. He was making some sick moves, so it was more Kirk Cousins than him. Dalvin Cook didn't do much. 18 carries, 78 yards. Not good. I don't know why they're giving Mr. Ham some touches and catches, targets, 3 receptions. Get out of here, CJ Ham. Who are you, the fullback? Nobody likes you. Yeah, I mean, pretty quiet day for the running backs there. Zeke, he had 11 points, 50 yards. He had 4 receptions for 23. And Ryan, you and I were talking about Dak Prescott with the injury concern, and we gave a few suggestions on who to pivot for. But then he was warming up with the ones Sunday night. And people are like, oh, man, he's going to start. Nope. Mr. Country Star Cooper Rush. He opened up a law firm with Amari Cooper and Associates. The associates was Cedric the Entertainer. Cedric Wilson, man, did you see that big bomb touchdown for him?
What a nice
that was great. But it makes sense. A backup quarterback throwing to a backup wide receiver, so they get on the same page. CeeDee Lamb, 6 receptions, 112 yards, but Amari Cooper, he did have a fumble, but 122 yards and a touchdown off of 8 receptions. So good for them. But they
Did you see that catch that Amari made? The bobbled off the defender's chest.
Oh, yeah.
Hit him in the hand. He bumped it again and caught it. I was like, oh, gosh.
He's good, man. He's good. Prescott is on track to play next week.
Correct.
As well. Maybe they just knew, hey, yeah, we got the Vikings. No problem. So exciting game. I'm sorry, go ahead.
A couple notes on this game. I was definitely wrong when I said that the wide receivers would be affected the most by Cooper Rush playing because they all had really productive nights. And second of all, there used to be a time in Pick'em where if a backup quarterback was playing, you automatically switch to the other team knowing that the other team would win. And that never happens anymore. What? Like, why? Why are backup quarterbacks just winning all the time? So
because
frustrating.
teams don't have film on them, I guess. I don't know. I don't have an good answer for they have
Geno
enough film on him.
Smith.
But Mike White.
Geno Smith, you got film on him
Mike
from
White, they don't have film
2015.
on, and he beat the Bengals.
Maybe they're just really good.
They might be. People are sleeping on them.
I want to bring this up in the leftovers,
Oh,
guys.
my
This is
Cooper
weird.
Rush.
This is like the hardest year. I don't know if any of our listeners do pick 'em or whatever, but this is the craziest year for just like upsets, like left and right. Like Cincinnati lost this week to the Jets. What are you doing? This is so weird.
I spent big on that defense too, and that did not work out too well.
to the Jets with a backup quarterback.
All right,
Why would
guys,
you pick
let's
the
just quit
Jets?
fantasy football. It's too exciting, too confusing, too
The people need us.
heartbreaking. I know. The people need us. We need you to go and like and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast. And follow our socials, Just a Tip, FFP. Be much appreciated to like and share our tips with your friends and family. Don't be selfish with our tips. Share them around. They're big enough for everybody. There's enough to go around. So we appreciate it. Regan, you had leftovers. We don't have time for leftovers. So throw them in the trash. We can't wait for the waitress to bring those leftovers back. Unless, Ryan, you really have something you want to say. You got 1 minute.
No, I do like to share my tips with you.
Whoa!
Damn. Well, this segue is perfect. I am an uncle again. My sister Becca had my nephew over in Ohio this morning. So, Clement.
Congrats, guys. That's awesome.
Clement is his name.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, little cutie. So the family's growing. It's ridiculous. We have a full football team of nephews and nieces right now.
Imagine if your whole family had a team because they could.
We could.
Easily. Ownership and all.
No. Just line up and be like, no, we're good. Pack it in. It's over. Good luck tonight, Monday night. Hopefully you have a miracle if you need it.
No,
Hold
Ryan.
them off. Hold the line. Good night. Good night.